I'm Romaro Johnson, boss of bosses of the Romaro family, and owner of the new Black Wall Street. I've always been one to think about the youngsters, wanting them to do better and be better, play, and do what it is that kids are supposed to do at that age. And just like Whitney Houston, I too believe that the children are the future. And because of that, I've always been around them with smiles, hope, hugs, and love. I have a cousin that I used to be around all the time. So needless to say, that after the birth of every one of her children, I knew them, as they have come to know me as Cousin Saint. I remember waking up in the wee hours of the morning and having to move kids from all over me because we all fell asleep on the couch watching movies that I brought over. My cousin would be sleeping in her room, so I'd make sure that the door was locked when I left. They're all grown now, and I haven't seen them in a while. But my cousin, which is their mother, and I spoke not too long ago on the phone. And she told me that her children, my little cousins, were bringing up memories of how I used to come over and watch movies and just be with them. I was touched to the point of a few tears falling from my eyes, because that's exactly what I wanted. Let me explain why I wanted that. It may sound selfish, but I've always had this thing inside of me to want to live forever. I always had this vision of me being 200 years old and sitting within a circle of kids telling stories as they've listened and watched me with amazement. Stories that would be so good that it sounds like I'm lying when I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Then I would imagine them with their very own children as they've gotten older, doing the very same thing that I did with them when they were children. With them finding themselves whispering to themselves, "Damn, Cousin Saint used to do this with us." Another story. I remember about 20-something years ago, me and one of my dudes was out kicking, and he needed to go back home for a minute. This was my very first time meeting his wife and his daughter, and his daughter was about 8 years old at that time. We were all in the living room with me playing patty cake or something with his daughter. When it was time for us to leave, his daughter did not want me to go. She cried and cried and cried. And in my peripheral vision, I could see the confused look on my dude and his wife's face. So I never looked at them directly. That's how much kids have always loved me. And I do enjoy the impact that I have on them. So when I designed the new Black Wall Street, I designed it with the children in mind. Yes, there are things here for grown folks only, like 9-to-5 employment, racket room, certain TV and film roles that were written only for grown folks. But the children will become adults one day, and this was designed for them to have a real understanding of life, and now as grown folks. That's why there's so much stuff for the children to do here, so that we can keep the focus for our children on us as their parents, and take them back from the streets and from the system of oppression that keeps us all either in the penitentiaries or in the mortuaries, allowing us to raise them ourselves with the morals and values of Big Mama, Muddy, and Papa Kurt.